one. So this is number 13 and 9.3? Yeah, there's a bunch more stuff in the book.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just think about it. All right, we're adding two of these scary fractions, right? Okay, so what do we add? Is this problem easy or hard, right? The bottom's the same? No. Okay, it's one of the hard ones. I have to figure out if I can make the bottoms the same, right? Okay, so what's the common bottom here?
X minus 3.
Okay, good. There's an x minus 3 in both of them, right? That's here, here. I want to know what the common bottom is, though, right?
3.
So there's an x minus 3 in it for sure, right? Then what else is there in it?
X minus 3.
There's an x minus 15 in there, too, because there's an x minus 15 here.
But then is that going to simplify with 3?
Don't multiply them out.
Oh.
And then there's that x plus 3 there. You guys see that? This is like the common bottom between, right, just for example, if I had a sixth and a fourth, right, that I was adding together, I would think, okay, 6 is 2 times 3, 4 is 2 times 2, right? So I need 2 2s and a 3 all told. That's 12, right? You guys see that? Right? Because there's a 2 in each, and then I need an extra 2 and a 3. You see that? Or maybe it would be better if I did 14. Then it would be match my situation exactly, right? I've got 2's in each, that's my x minus 3's. And then there's another thing in this one, that's my x minus 15. And yet a different thing over here, that's my x plus 3. You guys see that? So I need all 3 of these things. And my life's made easier because I have one of them in each, right? I have a little bit of, kind of a little bit easier life because I have this thing in common, right? So when I think about this, I think, okay, all right, what does this guy need, this bottom need, to get to my common bottom?
The bottom of the other side?
Yeah, it needs, not all the bottom of the other side though,
X plus first.
just this one. You guys see that? So I have to take my first thing, right? My 2 over x minus 3 times x plus 15. Minus 15, thank you. And I need to multiply this by what? Yeah, it's got to get an x plus 3 on the bottom, right? But if I don't put an x plus 3 on the top, I've changed things, right? So I best put an x plus 3 on the top. Yeah, I can't change things, right? I can change their form, but I don't want to change the actual equality, otherwise this symbol would match, right? I'm really saying this stuff over here is this stuff over here. And right now, this symbol's not true. You guys see that? Because I haven't done this piece yet. So I better do that piece. So I put a plus 1 over, let's see, we leave that stuff alone. And then what do I need on this one? Yeah, this one needs a x minus 15 on the bottom. So what does it need on the top? It better get the same thing, otherwise I changed stuff. You guys see that? Cool. All right, so now what? Let's see, so I've got 2 x plus 3's, right?
Plus
And then I've got plus
x minus 15.
1x minus 15. Don't, hang on, don't get ahead of yourself. And then what's all this over?
X plus 3 parentheses.
Okay, so that this should all be over the common bottom, which is x plus 3, x minus 3, and x minus 15.
Whole body.
Right? Which is scary, yeah. But it's just some stuff, right? All right, what do I get on the top?
Sorry, but why did you put the x minus 3 there? I thought you took it off. Sorry.
Okay, where'd the x minus 3, this one?
Yeah.
That one came from, oh look, there's an x minus 3 in the bottoms, right? So what I'm saying is, all right, here's the bottom of this guy, right? Now, here's the bottom of this guy. Those are actually this thing, right? Those are that common bottom. So I did this multiplication by 1 to get my common bottom so that I could just do easy addition and just add the tops. Okay? And then that'll be all over the common bottom. Right? You see this? Okay. So now what do I do?
No.
Cancel.
Distribute.
Okay, don't do the false cancel that's obvious here, right? You cannot cancel this thing with that one. Why?
Factor it out.
Because you can't factor it out because there isn't one over here, right? So every time you do one of these problems, you're gonna make a false cancel here, right? You're gonna set a little trap for yourself, every single one of these. You better be careful of them, right? There's always gonna be a trap at this step. Okay, don't fall on it. All right, so what do I get when I multiply?
2x plus 6.
2x plus 6 plus x minus 15. Okay, and this is all over that whole mess of stuff, right? Okay, again, there's often a false cancel in this step too, right? Don't fall in it. Okay, so let's see. How many x's do I have on the top? 3. 3 total, 2 here, 1 there. Gives me 3x. Then what else have I got? So close. 6 minus 15 is negative 9. No worries, it's early. Okay, and then this is all over this stuff. So I've got an x plus 3, x minus 3, and an x minus 15. Okay, are we done? No, sadly. We can get a what?
3 out of it.
We can get a 3 out of the top. What am I left with once I get a 3 out of the top?
X minus 3.
X minus 3. And on the bottom, I've still got all my stuff, right? X plus 3, x minus 3. Oh, that's convenient. And an x minus 15.
You know what I was gonna do? That's wrong. What I was gonna do 3x minus 9. I said, okay, that looks like the difference of squares.
Yeah, it does a bit, right? But there's no square on the x.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. That stuff's a onesie, right? So we can cancel that. And we are left with, see, I've got a 3 on the top, and on the bottom I've got a
X plus 3.
x plus 3 times x minus 15.
So wait, if we just canceled it, why couldn't we have canceled it way beforehand?
Because everything beforehand was a false cancel.
But it's not false anymore.
Yeah, so it's not false here, right?
Are you trying to say that you only whack them after, only when you multiply?
Yeah, so remember, this needs to be multiplication by 1 for me to actually say that it's a cancel, right? I have to say, okay, this is multiplying the problem by 1, right? Up here, say, this guy, that's not multiplying the problem by 1, right? Because there isn't one over here. You guys see that? This is a different, or a sum. And so I would need to get that guy out of both pieces to say it's multiplication by 1. If I guess I don't see another obvious one. Does that make sense? Does that help? Yeah, really it's just, it goes back to this thing. Every time you want to do that, ask yourself, is 2 plus 3 over 3 2? Right? No, it's still not. Right? That's still false canceling. And really the problem there is this grouping symbol up top, right?
That makes sense.
Cool. So that's the same problem here. Really, there's a grouping symbol on the top that says I need to add these two things together first. So I can't do this multiplication step because first I have to do the addition step. You guys see that? Okay. Others of these?
Yeah.